Hello, my name is Hope Lipham, and I, along with my colleagues Steve Alexander, Kyle Sarton, and Ryan Ward, are here on behalf of Steve McKenzie to discuss his recent assignment to the Bonstar Hotel in El Hanamistan. During this presentation, we will first quickly go over the scope of the project, discuss our analysis of the Bonstar Hotel, describe key issues, and then lastly give recommendations as to what should be done in the future. McKenzie was originally hired for 1 week to perform an audit of the Bonstar Hotel's performance based on benchmarking compared to other hotels in the area and create a strategy for operational and business improvement, although selling the hotel was also given as an option. McKenzie was given an abnormally high degree of autonomy and authority to enable him to complete the assignment, but a lack of cooperation from the staff as well as complicated, questionable financial records led him to request a 1-week extension. He used this extra time to bring in CPA Brian Folks, an associate of his, to perform a financial audit. At the end of 2 weeks, they successfully completed both audits and compiled their findings, which we have prepared for you along with recommendations.
The first tool that we used for analysis was the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis is specifically designed for managers to see everything that could potentially affect a project by using 4 categories: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. While there's not many strengths to look at, there are many opportunities that can be taken advantage of. The casino could be a huge selling point, as it could create a lot of profit for the hotel should it be remodeled. There is also a lot of buyers who are interested in the hotel. Looking at its weaknesses, the building itself is in very poor state. The amenities throughout the hotel are also very old and broken, which would need to be replaced. There is also an employee issue with a lack of motivation and skill to make a hotel run effectively. Financial records are also questionable at best. There are also a lot of other comparable hotels that are cheaper and hotels with more offerings. Overall, with a lot of work, there's potential to turn these weaknesses into positives. The next analysis tool that we are using is the Porter's 5 Forces. We determined that the competitive rivalry in the hotel industry in Namistan is high due to the 25 other independently owned hotels. However, there is an option to convert more hotel rooms to office space, which will lower the impact of its competitors. We feel that the threat of new entrants is low, with the main reason being that the hotels are extremely expensive to make successful in the area due to all the fancy additions that each hotel has, such as casinos and saunas. Looking at the threat of substitutes, we also determined that to be high, due to Bonstar's hotel's high prices, at least compared to its other 3-star competitors, and the fact that it's not a brand-named hotel, and brand loyalty is very important in the area. Another analysis tool we used was the Pestle analysis. This analysis looks at multiple factors and how they are contributing to the Bonstar Hotel. A few specific categories I want to take a look at is socioculture, technological, and ecological. For socioculture, should the casino be fixed up, and if the consumer's favorite saunas over casinos, it could impact room sales of the hotel. For technological, Bonstar Hotels has no presence online. If a website and an online booking option was created, Bonstar Hotel would have a lot of new potential markets for sales. In regards to ecological, the poor condition of the building could create a bad perception of the hotel to its consumers, as well as prevents the hotel from running efficiently and have higher utility costs. If the conditions were improved, these issues could disappear.
The next analysis we're going to discuss is the VRIO analysis for the Bonstar Hotel. In terms of value, Bonstar currently does not provide much value to Krieg or to any of its owning corporations. The office space provides some profit, but due to some of the poor management, the poor use of amenities, the rest of the hotel and the restaurant do not currently provide much value. In terms of rarity, the ownership of the hotel is currently in the hands of a few individuals, but those few individuals are kind of divested and from different parties, so they're competing stakes it holds. So there's not really a centralized control of the hotel. In terms of imageability, Bonstar has very poor service, and they don't do much to differentiate themselves from other hotels. So Bonstar's current operations are very imageable in that they're overpriced. They don't have any kind of differentiating features. They don't have the casino, and new competitors can easily copy or even better what they currently have done. In terms of organization, this is probably Bonstar's poorest quality. They have very poor management, and the management uneducated, and they look more after their own interest than the interest of the hotel. And ownership does not take much of interest in the daily operations, and they do not invest money in the betterment of the hotel. The next analysis that we're going to perform is a force field analysis. The Bonstar Hotel is trying to reach a desired state, which is one that uses resources efficiently, capitalizes on all available opportunities for profit, and just generally creates value for all parties involved. There are a number of forces that's driving it towards this goal, and also a number of forces that are keeping it away. Some of the things that it has going for it that's driving it towards this space is a profitable office space, that's almost fully utilized, bringing in positive returns for the company. It's got a number of built-in amenities that, while not fully used at the moment, can be capitalized on to create profit for the hotel. And it's also got a controlling company and a number of controlling agents with money to spend, and just a number of third parties willing to purchase and lease out certain elements of the hospital. So it's got the money and the available amenities to improve and become a well-run hotel. There are also a number of things that are keeping it from this state at the current moment. One of the main things is very poor and uneducated management. This management seems more interested in its own interest and its own profit than creating a well-run hotel. One other thing that's restraining it's just the general divested ownership of the hotel. There are a number of third parties with competing interests that all have stakes in the hotel, and these aren't really helping the hotel run as effectively as possible. One other restraining force is just the general poor quality of the current rooms and just rundown amenities. They have a very rundown casino. The rooms are not up to par with other hotels of their star, and this generally drives some of the customers away from the hotel. And one of the other main forces keeping it from that state is just a general lack of oversight. Creed Corporation is not really paying attention to the running of the hotel or investing in the hotel currently, which is allowing the poor management to drive the hotel as it sees fit. Right, next, we're going to go into some of the recommendations we have moving forward for the Bonstar Hotel. First one and these recommendations will revolve around three key issues. The first issue is determining what we wanted to do moving forward with the casino. The second issue would just be the general rundown nature and poor condition of the hotel. And the third issue would just be inadequate management and employee performance, and just deciding the future of some of those employees.
There are two different routes that can be discussed and be taken given the issues discussed in the situation at Bonstar Hotel. The first is turnaround strategies, which stick with the opportunity and invest time, effort, and resources to turn the situation around. On the other side, we have abandonment strategies, which will reduce involvement and investment with Bonstar by leasing out operations and potentially selling the hotel and liquidating assets. We will recommend a mix of both strategies, and we've organized our recommendations into two different categories. The first of our two categories of recommendations are our short-term solutions. Our short-term solutions are plans we have developed for both immediate action and for the coming months and short-term future ahead. Our first recommendation is to replace Kaplan with another qualified hotel manager. Our justification for firing Mr. Kaplan is for three main reasons. First, he is self-focused and presents himself overall as the hotel owner. Second, he hires friends that have special interest with the involvement in the hotel. The restaurant manager has limited culinary experience, and suppliers overall are costing 20 to 30% more than they should. Thirdly, misrepresentation of financials. With unwillingness to submit correct financial documentation, shady profit-sharing schemes, and multiple sets of books, Mr. Kaplan just shows a general lack of trust overall. Beyond replacing Kaplan, we recommend terminating the kitchen staff and liquidating the kitchen assets. We see the kitchen for exclusive employee use as a waste and a potential opportunity to convert that space into more office space for customers. Also, we can convert the kitchen staff's office spaces into additional customer office space as well. Next, we would like to recommend an investment in financial and accounting software, which would be critical to keep up with the profitability and financial success of a hotel and office operations, which is necessary for more transparent operation overall. Also, Bonstar should begin to have an online presence. With a website, they can begin to be visible to new customers and to improve their online booking opportunities. Also, we would like to recommend that Bonstar find a new restaurant operator. The current operator has a lack of experience overall and is close friends with Kaplan. We recommend severing all ties with Kaplan for all future business operations. Additionally, we would like to recommend investing in increasing the prices of the office space and converting the kitchen space used by the employees into more office for customers. The last of our short-term recommendations is to lease the casino to the buyer recommended by Mr. Lincoln. We see the opportunity for additional revenue through a leasing partner running the casino operations and making the additional revenue via the lease. Next, we have laid out our long-term solutions, which will range from about a year in the future to several years down the road. First of our long-term solutions, we will recommend a renovation of the hotel's insulation and carpets. This is our first long-term priority, and it's one of a core capability of the Craig Corporation. Next, we will recommend 15 to 20% of Bonstar Hotel's space to be converted into office space. When we visited, we noticed that when we visited, there were 20% of hotel room space where it was shuttered and not being used. By converting this space into office space, you can capture the additional revenue from new office customers and make use of that space that wasn't being used before. Next, after finding a new restaurant operator, it will be important to integrate the restaurant operations back with the hotel and office space. We also see an opportunity for providing improved evening entertainment. The majority of successful hotels in the area have successful evening entertainment. Evening entertainment for other comparable hotels in the area was an important income stream, and some operate even 24/7 all days throughout the year. So we believe there's a potential opportunity in this sector of the market to bring in new revenue and new customers. Next, we will recommend for Bonstar to begin to rebrand their company and a rebranding effort to help them capture new customers. This can be done by an online effort, word of mouth, which is their previous method, and also by a local advertising campaign. Additionally, it will be beneficial for Bonstar to develop a solid organizational culture. By defining values for successful operation and developing an incentives plan, Bonstar can help create a positive environment for future success. Finally, we should evaluate the position that Bonstar holds in the market, both in the hotel and office space market. Then after all evaluation is completed, we can then evaluate opportunities to sell if that route is favorable. Finally, after laying out our short-term and long-term solutions, we have developed this next steps diagram. We have laid out a roadmap for the coming years with our recommendations outlined from Phase 1 to Phase 4. Phase 1 being more near-term solutions, with our Phase 4 being more long-term down the road a few years from now. We believe that all these solutions will both help Bonstar Hotel and their office space business to become more successful in the future. Please note that all steps in our plan that require investment are highlighted in red, and all that will not require additional investment are highlighted in yellow. With that said, we thank you for your time and the opportunity to work with Bonstar Hotel and the Craig Corporation. Thank you.